Hello, Captains. The Doctor here, and welcome back to some Star Trek Online news. It's been a little while since I've posted some new Star Trek Online news. There really hasn't been a lot of new stuff to show and so forth in Star Trek Online. However, there has been an article released a little bit ago that showed the path that Cryptic will be taking on creating new content for the next few months, and I kind of missed that, so I want to go through that bit of news. So stay tuned as we go through the official webpage here, Star Trek Online News. As you can see, I will make this bigger so we can see this really well. And let's just go through everything. Right now, as you can see, it is April 12th. So this is current news as of April 12th. There's a 15% key sale and keyring bundle bonus going on. Nothing real big there. Usually this is a 20 key ring bundle, and let's see, master keys, keyring bundle, that's right, 20 keys, and then you should also get with that a ultimate tech upgrade. That's right, an ultimate tech upgrade. So that's available from April 11th to April 15th. So that's what's happening till April 15th. Now, what I like about this bundle is that ultimate tech upgrade. You can use that upgrade to make any item, any gear item, instantly Mark 15 epic. So it takes it up to the max. And I like that. So yeah, both mark and quality to maximum. And epic. Okay, so that's pretty cool. All right. And then we've got a charge for Zen. Get a bonus to your Zen purchases when you charge it on Arc. Kind of typical stuff there. A little bit extra Zen. The patch notes, the recent patch notes. There are some changes here, I think, that might be noteworthy. These were on October 11th. The Foundry will be turned off starting today, and this was on the 11th. So there you go. Why it says 10/11/19? That's wrong, isn't it? They mean, it's April 11th, I'm sure, not October 11th. That's odd. But anyway, yeah, the Foundry was shut down. So March, this was announced back in March originally, and now they've made it happen. No more Foundry. So to all the Foundry players and creators, sorry, they shut it down on you. Now, I wasn't a Foundry player, but there were definitely a lot of people that were, so I feel your pain. There's a new Infinity Lockbox with new stuff in it. Tholian Orb Weaver removed. A Tholian Juragumo carrier has been added as a choice to the family of Infinity Price Pack Tier 6 ship. Never heard of that ship before. A Tholian carrier. Now, I'm familiar of the Tarantula, but I've never heard of the Juragumo carrier, and I've never heard of the Tholian Iktomi. I've never heard of these. So the Tholian Iktomi has been added to the low-buy store. So that's obtainable, whereas the other one is a ship package in the Infinity Price Pack, and you just hope you gamble to win that one. Update contents to Infinity Lockbox include items from the Swarm Lockbox. So new Infinity Lockbox stuff. But yeah, I'm interested in checking out that Tholian Iktomi in the low-buy store. I've never seen that before. I wonder what that looks like. New Tier 6 level scaling starships. This run of the Infinity Lockbox will feature Tier 6 level scaling versions of the Tholian Orb Weaver and Tholian Recluse carrier. Recluse, I meant, not the Tarantula. Yeah, there is a Tarantula, isn't there? I thought there was a Tarantula. No, yeah, there is. The Tarantula is the big one, yeah. The Recluse is bigger. So you got the Orb Weaver and then the Recluse in size, and then bigger than that is the Tarantula. All right, I'm trying to remember my Tholian ships. For more details, visit the Tholian Web Drawers around the Infinity Lockbox. We'll check that out in a second. Removed clear primary mission button. New missions added will now always become primary. Little update there. Buying single ships that are part of the mega bundles no longer block players from buying the mega bundle ships. Blah, blah, blah. C-store updates. Services is now titles and slots. Appearances is now uniform. Expansion pack is now expand packs. Resolve some UI issues. Mission journal update. If you have at least one level 65 character, all of your other characters should now be able to start any mission group they want. You can start the first mission in any section of the journal. This applies to the 23rd century Federation captains after they reach the 25th century, and to Jem'Hadar and Romulan captains after they choose an allegiance. 25th century Federation and Klingon captains gain this update immediately after the tutorial. Okay, so that's pretty cool. If you have a level 65 character, all our other characters should be able to now skip around in the mission journal by starting a mission group with the first mission and then going down that path. So that way, if you want some like end game gear that you would get later in a mission, but yet you've got an early character build, now you can skip down to a certain mission path, mission group that is, and start that mission group at the beginning and like work towards getting that gear from the mission group that you want now. So that's kind of cool. That really helps us build better characters earlier on now, rather than having to play all the missions to the very end and then getting all your gear at the end. So you can kind of skip around. I guess that's all right. Updates to Starfleet tutorial on Vega Ground. Some just updates to the Vega Ground tutorial there, and resolve some issues here with the systems. So I guess the biggest update here is no more Foundry. We got an Infinity Lockbox. We got new Tier 6 level scaling Starships. And then the Mission Journal update. So that's some pretty nice updates right here. So, let's see. We're sad to sunsetting the Foundry. I think I read this already, so I'm not... Yeah, I don't need to go over this again. I did read this in a previous game update, so definitely check out one of my previous updates. I did talk about that there. All right, let's go to the next thing. Resist the Borg. We've got Assimilate the Galaxy, which is just basically Borg Red Alert going on this weekend. With these new Red Alerts, of course, there's no cooldown time on these, and I guess this is just a weekend event, so it'll be gone after the weekend, most likely. Yeah, April 15th, so right after the weekend, done. Just a little, Red Alert there. A sale on low-buy items, but this was back on April 9th, so I don't know if it's still going on. But low-buy item sales, 30% stuff off until what? Yeah, very limited. It was that day. Well, no, it was until the 10th, and today's the 12th, so forget that. We missed that, didn't we? The Tholian Web Drawers. Now, what is this? Okay, this is, I think, what it was trying to link me to. And that's the Recluse, right? No? It looks a little different, doesn't it? Let's read about this. Okay. The Infinity Lockbox, containing prices from nearly all previously retired lockboxes, will be available again for an appearance beginning on PC April 11th and on Xbox and PlayStation 4 soon after. During this time, enemies defeated on both ground and space maps will have a small chance of dropping one of these prize-filled packages. When the Infinity Lockbox returns, we're making some changes to make it easier than ever to acquire a lockbox. Starting April 11th on the PC, you'll be able to get the current lockbox, in this case both the Emperor's Lockbox and the Infinity Lockbox, for free in the Dilithium store. We're also adding a bundle of 20 of each box, also for free in the C store. Due to its popularity among players, we will not be following our usual pattern of retiring the Emperor Lockbox when the Infinity Lockbox begins this run. Instead, both will continue dropping in the world for a limited time, and the Emperor Lockbox will be retired at a later date. This run of the Infinity Lockbox will feature Tier 6 level scaling versions of the Tholian Orbweaver and Tholian Recluse Carrier. Continue reading further on for details. Here we go. Updated prize list. Along with the upgraded starships and all the prizes offered, In previous appearances of the Infinity Lockbox, additional prizes originally seen in the Swarm Lockbox have been added. These now include the Herc Ravager Escort Carrier, Tier 6, Cross-Faction Console, Deconstructive Reconnaissance Emitter, Ground Traits, Hive Defenses, and Resonating Module Attachment, Space Traits, Hive Defenses, Resonating Payload Modification, Herc Universal Kit Modules of Harmonic Lure, Harmonic Repulsive Wave, Harmonic Resonance Device, Herc Bridge Officer Training Manuals, Engineer, Harmonic Lure, Science Harmonic Repulsor, and Tactical Resonance Grenade, Herc Research Assignments, and Phasic Harmonic Weapons, including a chance of winning a Herc Vanity Shield. So a whole bunch of Herc Swarm stuff. New Tier 6 leveling, scaling starships. Here we go. This is interesting to me because I didn't know that this was coming. Ongoing conflicts with the Tholian Assembly have resulted in a steadily growing number of captured Tholian vessels. The unique technology used by Tholian vessels have taken a significant amount of resources merely to understand and make usable by humanoids. Recently, a team tasked with researching and improving Tholian technologies has made significant strides forward, allowing engineers to take these vessels and unlock and improve upon their unique abilities. The Tholian Juragumo carrier is the first cross-faction scaling ship in the Infinity Lockbox, and the Tholian Iktomi is similarly the first scaling ship available from the Lobi store. Okay, so I have not heard of these ships before. We've got the Juragumo. During its retrofitting process, the biggest improvements to the Tholian Juragumo carrier stem from a redesign of the lattice components that link the main ship's structures. Changes to the internal environment to make it suitable for humanoid life had made this design be significantly less performant, and this redesign removed the bottleneck that had arisen there. With this reconfigured structure in place, in addition to the optimizations made elsewhere to attempt to work around the bottleneck, engineers aboard the Juragumo found themselves with a substantial surplus of power available for use. Some of this surplus was used for improvements such as improved slipstream drive, additional flexibility on the bridge stations, higher power reserves, and a project best described as highly innovative. As a final note on their retrofitting project, the team's weapons experts believe they finally unlocked the means by which Tholians simultaneously target the subsystems of several ships with such high precision. While this starship is uniquely suited to this tactic, the report suggests that, given enough practice, any officer should be able to replicate it on other starships. So any faction, it is Tier 6. Required rank, you must complete the tutorial. So this is going to scale with you after the tutorial of the game. The hull strength is 1.45, but it scales with the level. The shield modifier is 1.375. It's got 3 fore weapons and 3 aft, and those also scale, so I guess it starts out with less weapons. You've got 1 Commander Universal Miracle Worker, 1 Lieutenant Tactical, 1 Lieutenant Commander Engineering, 1 Lieutenant Commander Science, 1 Ensign Universal. So it is a Commander Universal slot. Wow. That means you can really make this thing a science ship, an engineering ship. You can kind of make it whatever you want to make it. It does have a high shield modifier, which is indicative of science ships a lot. And it only has 3 fore and 3 aft. Again, more indicative of science ships in this game. And I don't know what the hull strength would be because it scales. So it just doesn't tell us what it will be here. 3 tactical, 4 engineering, and 4 science. So I'm right there. It's more science heavy or engineering heavy rather than being a tactical ship. And 1 universal. That's interesting. It's got a universal console modification. That's something new I haven't seen before. I'd love to see that in action. Okay, that's cool. Base turn rate of 5.5 degrees per second. Impulse modifier 0.18, inertia 30. Subsystem targeting +5 to weapon. Shield power and 10 engine power and 10 aux power. It can load cannons. It's got an innovation ship mechanic. It is got a console universal enhanced Tholian Tetrion grid, 2 hangar bays, and our hangar bays are loaded with Tholian mesh weavers. It has a carrier ability package, quick deployment, armored hull, reactive shield technology, advanced shield systems, and Starship trait precision multi-targeting. And I guess that's a picture of it right there. So this is a new Tholian carrier. Okay, well, very interesting. Let's see what the Tetrion grid does. Activating this console creates a grid of Tetrion energy between you and hangar pets and nearby allies, significantly increasing outgoing weapon damage for a short duration. Your hangar pets affected by the grid this way will additionally reflect Tetrion beam attacks at nearby foes. This console additionally provides a passive bonus to aux power and structural integrity. This console may be equipped on the Tholian carrier or dreadnought. Okay, so it sounds like, again, my idea of this being more science-based carrier makes sense. It's going to increase the auxiliary power, which is obviously good for a science ship, but also for the hangar pets. I believe it helps reduce the cooldown time or something, the launch time on them. But yeah, so that goes hand in hand, and it also sounds like Tetrion energy weaponry is what you're going to want on this ship to get the most out of it. A Tetrion build will be in your future with this ship, as it is with most Tholian ships. Tetrion is the way to go with Tholian ships. It has a trait, a Starship trait. While this trait is slotted, activating any subsystem targeting ability will additionally grant you Fire at Will 1, as well as giving you a massive accuracy rating buff. So you're going to want a beam setup, because Fire at Will 1 does not work with cannons. So you would be wasting the Starship trait if you went with cannons on this thing. So you are going to want a Tetrion beam build. You're kind of locked into that on this just to get the most from it. If you want to get the most from it. Now, if you just want to waste, resources, then choose a different energy type and do cannons. But no, this thing's built to do Tetrion beams. It comes with Tholian mesh weavers. Don't really need to talk too much about them. You can kind of skim over here and pause the video and read if you want. But mesh weavers are a good fighter to have. So that's fine. No problem there. Oh, here's the hull strength of the ship. So it starts out level 1 at only 14,500 hull. But it goes way up to 65,250 at level 65. So it has a pretty good hull strength, and you can see how the weapons and everything increase. In fact, by level 60, you've already got max weapon slots and console slots. Actually, by level 50, you have that. 3, 3, 4, 4. 3, 3, 3, 4, 4. 3, 3, 3. So actually, level 40. You max out on all of your weapon slots and console slots at level 40, it looks like. So once you get, so it's between the 1 and the 30 where you will have less of everything. And then once you hit 40, you will be bumped up to the max of everything on the ship, except for the hull strength. That will keep increasing until you get to 65, of course. Okay, so that is the carrier there. Let me know what you think of that. I'd be interested in trying it out. I like the new looks of these ships too, and this is the Iktomi. I really like the look of this ship. This is slick right here. What does this thing do? Retrofitting of the Tholian Iktomi likewise started in a redesign of the lattice structures to compensate for required changes elsewhere in the Starship. On the Iktomi, the resulting improvements were most visible in improved communication pathing and better structural integrity. Those optimizations in turn allowed for higher limiters on the impulse engines and freed up more power for the ship's shield generators. To ensure the new experimental optimizations, redesigns, and renaming, Tholian technology worked together. A part of the team performed incredible feats and set up increased number of safeguards around the ship. As a result of this work and the safeguards put in place, the ship has become a much more resilient test bed for field experiments. At the same time, another part of the team worked on improving direct control capabilities. This work, starting from the bridge and reaching all the way across the ship, significantly increased the effectiveness of the ship's communication and fire control centers, making it more of a commanding presence in the battlefield. While performing this work and experimentation on such a distinctly alien ship, the team made significant use of photonic technology, both to safely explore areas of the ship and might still have a hostile environment, and to augment the team's relatively small size. Continuous minor improvements made during the process combined with the learning acquired from a complete bridge overhaul have significantly increased the utility of the photonic officer on Starship bridges. While these upgrades are most notable on ships with a smaller bridge configuration, the applications of them general enough to be noticeable on any Starship. Interesting, making use of the photonic bridge officer here. Okay, so again, Tier 6, Faction All, complete the tutorial, and then you get the ship. Now, the hull strength is 1.05, so not as much as the carrier, but the shield modifier is higher, 1.5, so actually the shield strength on this ship will be much stronger, which is, again, another indicative of more science-y base. And same thing with the weapons, only 3 fore and 3 aft. So not a ton of weapon slots. It's got 1 ensign tactical, 1 lieutenant commander engineering miracle worker, 1 commander science, 1 lieutenant science / command, and 1 lieutenant commander universal. So it's commander science. Yeah, okay, so 1 commander science. So this is definitely more of a sciencey ship than the carrier was, for sure. And you can see that in the consoles here. 5 science consoles, 3 engineering, 3 tactical. So this is like a tough science ship. What do we got here? 10 degrees per second, 0.18 impulse, 60 inertia, plus 5 power to engines, and yeah, here you go. Look, plus 15 power to auxiliary. So yeah, a lot more auxiliary with this ship. And I guess it does not have a hangar bay, so no hangar bay. It's got the enhanced Tholian Web. You got sensor analysis, subsystem targeting, the secondary deflector slot. There's your big key in right there that this is a science vessel. And it even says it right here. Science vessel, Starship ability package. Oh, it does have a carrier package as well? Or is that wrong? Because it says it's got enhanced particle generators, shield systems, restrictive circuitry, shield technology, and an improved photonic officer. But it also says it's got a Starship ability package science vessel. So which one does it have? Science vessel or carrier or both? Which would be really unique. I'm not sure if that's a typo or what. Okay. So it's got an enhanced Tholian Web. This console allows you to create an energy web around your target, capturing and eventually crushing them if they do not find a way to escape. Formation of the web will explosively fail if used on or near opponents that are too large to be captured. This console provides a passive boost to your control expertise and outgoing hull healing. It can be equipped on any console slot of any Tholian ship. So it is basically an exploding Tholian web. That's how I'm looking at it. Yeah, that sounds cool to me. I want that. And the fact that this is the low-buy ship means I'll be able to obtain it a lot easier, because the other one is just a chance in a box. This one, you can buy it with low-buy. Improved Photonic Officer. While this trait is slotted, the duration of Photonic Officer is increased. In addition, while Photonic Officer is active, you will gain a significant boost to your exotic damage and outgoing healing. So, yeah, I guess if you want to make the best of this ship, get a Photonic Officer. And it scales just like the other one. It goes from 10,500 only to 47,250, but of course I'm sure you can buff that up a lot more. And it looks like, let's see, 3335, 3335. Yeah, again, it's when you hit level 40 that all of your weapons and consoles become available to you. Before that, no, but after that, you will have all of those things. You will just not have maximum hull strength until you reach 65. So that's how that works. Yeah, I'd like to see what these ships look like with the... ooh, that's big. With all the different shields on them. I like the default look itself is just nice already. You know what I mean? Kind of like the look of that. I like the more purpley looks. That's kind of interesting. Competitive war games look. Okay. Ooh, there we go. Gamma Task Force. This look right here. That is pretty slick. I like that a lot. This one's the Klingon one is not too bad. Huh, look what the Romulus one does. You can barely see the ship. And what else we got? There's the Terran Task Force. Terran Task Force not so good. And the Zinkethi. The Zinkethi skin always looks really good on ships, and it definitely looks good on this ship too. So I like the Zinkethi one the best, or I like the Gamma Task Force the best, or just the default look, honestly, is not terrible either. And then let's look at this one. So yeah, the default look on this one is very, very good. And what do we got here? Oh yeah, the Gamma Task Force one on this one looks real nice too. And then I bet the Zinkethi looks really good. Yeah, the Zinkethi one looks good too. And the Terran Task Force Tier 6 version looks kind of interesting on that one. Alright, so that's cool. Now I know these ships are in the game, and honestly, I'm looking toward the Iktomi. I really want that ship. I really want that one a lot. So that's something I'll be working towards. Alright, well, let's move through. 20% off character slots and stuff, but that was back on April 4th, so now we're talking, you know, way back here. More patch notes from longer ago. That's, well, wait a minute. What is this? Oh, this was the April Fool's joke. I heard about this. They took the, you know, Gorn with the wind jokes and made a whole thing about it. I'm not even going to read it. It's over. April 1st is gone. If I were here on April 1st, I would read it for you, but it's just not relevant now, and it was a joke anyway. Basically, they made every Gorn joke you can think of. Gorn this, Gorn that. And actually, it kind of sounded very good. Like, I did read this. It sounded, I'll just go ahead and bring it up anyway. It kind of sounded like these were things I would like to play. New TFOs called Gorn Killers, Children of the Gorn. New missions called the Gorn Identity, Who Gorns for Adonis, The Last Unigorn. It actually sounds like stuff I'd like to play, but of course it's not real. So, nope. Sorry. I don't know what this is. Oh, I guess more April 1st stuff. This was maybe up during then. I wasn't in the game during this time, but you could like play darts with tribbles or something. I'm not sure, but I don't think it's there anymore. Celebrate First Contact Day. Now, I definitely missed this one, and I apologize for it. The reward was the Tommy gun, but here's the thing. I've played this in the past, and it's all the same. Nothing is different about this every year, and I wish they would make things a little more different. So, yeah, if you want to see past videos that I did on First Contact Day, you can search my channel for First Contact Day, and you will see videos that I did on this during past events. It's over now because it ended on April 11th. It ended yesterday, so it's really... Wait a minute. Oh, yeah, for the PC, yeah. So it's over, so it's no longer relevant. So I really don't need to talk about it much now, so it's done and over. But if you missed it and you want to see what it actually is, what the event is like, what it looks like when you do it, you can search my channel for First Contact Day, and you should find those older videos, and that will allow you to see at least what it was about. And the reward was the replica Thompson machine gun. So yeah, that was the reward. And I don't think I have that. I have Zephram Cochrane's shotgun, but I definitely don't have that. So I missed getting that. I apologize. It is what it is. Couldn't help it. A ship sale, that's probably done by now. Patch notes from a long time ago. Double XP weekend from a long time ago. Here's the roadmap. This is what I wanted to get to. This is the real meat here. Star Trek Online Spring and Summer Roadmap. Now we can see what they have planned. It's time to update the roadmap. Here's what's coming up. So in March, we had Peril over Pavho TFO, console anniversary. In April, which is right now, Operation Riposte event, First Contact Day event, Pavho Dissension on console. I don't know what this Operation Riposte event is. I'm going to have to check this out, because is that something new in game that I've missed? I don't know what that is. Now, First Contact Day event, we know what that is, and that's over now. And then Pavo Dissension is coming on the console, so that's not relevant to PC. But what's Operation Riposte event? What is that? I don't know. Is that a new event I need to think about? I mean, I don't know. Is it just not out yet? Because it is still only just now becoming mid-May, or April. I mean, we still have time in April. Then we've got May coming up next month, and it looks like we're getting a new major update called Rise of Discovery. So Starships will level with you. I don't know if they mean all Starships or just some. Already they've released Tier 6 Starships that scale. But does this mean they're going to make this available to every Starship? That's a huge change to the game, if so. I mean, major, major, major change. So I don't know if that means every Starship or just the new ones they release. Peril over Pavo is coming to console. They're always behind. But yeah, Rise of Discovery is the name for the May update. So let's see what happens in May. All I know is Starships level with you. And then in June, a new limited event. You can earn Zen ships by playing events. Now that to me sounds exciting. A new way to earn ships just by playing events instead of having to spend money. That's kind of appealing to me because I love my ships and I love getting new ships. Rise of Discovery finally comes to console in June. And then in July, we got the Ryzian Lolnut Festival and Tier 6 Ryzen Corvette. As we expected. Hopefully they make some big changes to the Lolnut Festival. I'm kind of getting tired of it being the exact same thing every year and the same events. I mean, yeah, it's easy, but I mean, change it up a little, update it. The map majorly needs updating, especially with the new lighting system. They introduced Lighting 2.0. They never updated the map, and it is really needs to be updated. And maybe give us some new, funner events, something new to try. You know, we just need some new events and stuff. So let's see what happens in July. But right now, in April, it looks like the thing to worry about is this Operation Riposte event. I'm going to have to figure out what that is. And then coming up next month, Rise of Discovery. That's the big stuff. And I'm going to cover all of it. So stay tuned. I will cover all of these updates. Other than that, I think that's pretty much... There is a mirror crossfield. I did not mention this, I believe, because this has been out for a while. There was a mirror crossfield that is... It's a mirror crossfield science destroyer is what it's called. Part of the Tier 6 promotional ship choice pack. No, it's over. I take that back. It says from March 21st to April 11th. So that was yesterday. We're running a promotion that will provide an additional bonus when opening a research and development pack. Okay, so opening a research and development pack, you could get the Tier 6 promotional ship choice pack, which would have the Mirror Crossfield Science Destroyer in it, but that's over now. Another thing I missed. And basically it's just a Terran version of the Discovery, which I guess looks kind of cool. Let's see what the stats on it are. Oh, it does look a little different actually. It's got shorter nacelles, doesn't it? Look at that. Which actually look better on that ship. But I guess it is no longer available now. Tier 6. Complete the tutorial, and it's a scaling ship. 1.1 hull, 1.425 shield, 4 weapons, 3 aft. I don't know how this compares to the normal one. 1 Lieutenant Commander Tactical, 1 Ensign Engineering, 1 Commander Science, 1 Lieutenant Commander Universal, Temporal Operative, 1 Lieutenant Universal Pilot, 4 Tactical, 2 Engineering, 5 Science, which scales with level, plus 15 to Auxiliary. It's got a helical torsion console. It's got the science vessel package and some messed up text. the torsion thing. The mirror crossfield comes equipped with a console weapon helical torsion. When activated, the crossfield's saucer begins to spin rapidly, building up mycelial energy. After a short duration, this energy begins to pulverize nearby starships, dealing intense physical damage with a chance to briefly hold affected foes. So basically everyone gets really dizzy on the ship and you hurt other ships. Got it. Then you got the starship trait Terran Machinations. After achieving level 5, blah blah blah, Terran Machinations. While this trait is slotted, activating any attack pattern bridge officer ability will give you a boost to exotic damage for a short duration, and activating any science officer ability will grant you a boost to energy weapon haste for a short duration. Kind of a interesting science destroyer. I like that. I like that. And it scales all the way up to 49,500 hull, 4 weapons, 3 aft, 4 tactical, 2 engineering, 5 science. Honestly, I really would like one of those. That's not too bad. Looks all right on the default skin. I like the adapted Mako. Looks kind of nice. Actually, these darker ones look real nice on it. Let's see what the, yeah, this one, the Gamma Task Force. I have to get that shield. That one looks really nice on a lot of ships. And then down here, the Zenkethi. That one always looks nice too. Okay, very cool. I really do want the ship, but now it's not available anymore. So I wonder if it can be purchased in the C-Store. I mean, the C-Store, in the exchange. I mean, I'm sure it's $1 billion, but can it be purchased in the exchange? I'm not sure. I will have to find out. Because honestly, I would like to have one of these. Well, anyway, okay. I mean, that's pretty much it. Now we're going farther and farther back here into March, and none of this stuff is now relevant. Paralover Pavho, we did all that stuff. Yeah, we're back here to Foundry Sunset, which was in the last update video I made. So that covers all the updates. We are up to date on all the Star Trek Online news. A lot there, but now we're caught up. I'm interested in that Tholian Iktomi ship in the Lobi store. I'm also interested in the Terran crossfield. I would love to have that as well. Those are 2 ships I'm definitely looking at. Otherwise, yeah, just keep on playing the game here and doing what we need to do. Okay. And yeah, I guess the biggest thing is that we're just going to look for that update, maybe this month, whatever that repost, whatever, however you say it, whatever that update is. I'm not sure. It's an event, it says. So I guess we'll look toward an event coming up. Do they have a calendar on here I can look at? I know they have a calendar in game, which I will look at, but they don't have a calendar like here, do they? Not that I know of. Well, I'm going to have to go in-game and look at the calendar and see what's coming up. Otherwise, the real big update is coming next month in May. Going to be getting that Rise of Discovery update. Which, scaling starships, again, I don't know if that means every ship that's already in the game is going to become a scaling starship, or if it's just new ones that are released from here on out will be scaling. But I guess we'll find out with that big update. Well, there you go, everybody. That's the news for April 12th in Star Trek Online. As new news comes out, I plan to post a news article in the game at least once every 2 weeks. At least once every 2 weeks. Now, if there's a lot of news, like let's say a new update has come to the game, and there's a lot of news to post, I would do like 1 a week. But generally speaking, I will have about 2 of these Star Trek Online news updates a month. 2 a month. 1 every 2 weeks. And that's pretty much it. So thank you for watching, and stay tuned for the next one.